Assalamu alaikum, everybody. How are you all today? Let me know how you all are. Let me know where you all from, and give me a shout out. I'll give you a shout out back. And today, as the title shows, we're talking about superheroes, but not the ones who wear capes. I've actually chose some fantastic stories that show everyone that superheroes don't need a cape. So come and join us so we can start discussing these fantastic people, and we will also be talking about what we can do in these first 10 days of Dhul-Hijjah. Dhul-Hijjah. I have to just check. And how we can actually be getting all of our good deeds in these next 10 days, inshallah, especially for those of us who are not going to Hajj, which I suspect is a vast majority, because if you go into Hajj, you're probably not watching this right now. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Akbar. Hi, how are you? You are our loyal brother from Gujarat in India, right? How is it over there in India right now? Is it nighttime there? Because I think you are far ahead of us in time. I'm currently in Canada, so here we are at 11:32 a.m. So I'm assuming some of you are already starting to enter the night, evening. Some of you are in your afternoon. So tell me, Assalamu alaikum, where you're from. How are you all doing? And we'll get this show on the road, because today we're going to talk about some real life Muslim heroes that you won't have heard about in the news, but you will have heard about on our website, www.aboutislam.net. And Sister Tammy is with us, and she's going to put all the links for you in the section so that you can go and click and read the full stories, inshallah. So Brother Ahmed says, alhamdulillah, sister, ready for Dhul-Hijjah? Yes, today is the first day, brother, and we have some tips on how you can gain some great reward from this fantastic month, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum, Ayman Dano from Jordan. But you're originally from Syria. Assalamu alaikum, brother. I shall make dua at the end for all our brothers and sisters in Syria and who've had to flee. And I always try and make dua at the end for all our brothers and sisters suffering out there. How are you, Ayman? How is everything? I'm sure Jordan is very hot at this time of year. I hope you're doing well. So say Assalamu alaikum to me during this chat. I'm going to say it right back to you during little breaks, but I want to start on our first superhero story. So as you can see, I put in the caption, we're all about superheroes today, but not the ones who wear capes. So we're not talking about the comic book fictional characters. We're talking about real people who have saved lives in the last week. And we're going to talk about, actually, talking about Hajj. Many people now have gone over to Saudi Arabia to make their sacred journey of a lifetime of Hajj. And it happened to, this one elderly man from Turkey went over, but he first went to Medina. As some of you know, a lot of people go to Medina as well as Mecca to get this feeling of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his town or city, and it is a very peaceful one, mashallah. So there was this 60-year-old Turkish man checking into the hotel, and he suddenly fell unconscious. But the quick thinking receptionist from Saudi Arabia, his name is Fad Rawazi Al-Habi, excuse my pronunciation there. He's also trained as a nurse, but he's working as a receptionist on the hotel. He rushed to immediately provide first aid before the Red Crescent team arrived. And alhamdulillah, the pilgrim regained consciousness after several resuscitation attempts. Not only did he save his life, but whilst the elderly gentleman was in hospital, he went to visit him because, as you know, that's sunnah. We should visit the sick. So there you go, our first hero of the week. And as I said, not all heroes wear capes. And I think we don't mention it enough in our lives of how great nurses and doctors really are, and they do so much for us, alhamdulillah. And we should never disrespect either profession, especially nursing profession, because, you know, it's the nurses who keep the wards running, who are looking after the day-to-day care of our sick loved ones in hospital. And they really are fantastic people and do a fantastic job. I have been looked after by some incredibly fantastic nurses through my time, I suppose, when I've had my baby, and also when I was sick myself. And you know, I owe a lot to these people. But also my own sister, she's an oncology nurse for sick children with cancer. And you know, these men and women who do this job, they are just fantastic people, and you know, we have to really respect what they do and really be grateful to them. So this man, he was trained as a nurse. He's working in a reception, and he did just that. He put his training into practice. SubhanAllah. So alhamdulillah, may he be rewarded for that. So a few weeks ago, we're moving now to Nigeria. Is anybody watching us from Nigeria? I know we have lots of brothers and sisters who are following our page from Nigeria. And I'm sure this was a huge story over there in June, actually. We did actually feature the original story, but I want to talk a bit about it now. A few weeks ago, at the end of June, there was an imam who saved over 300 Christian lives last month. And he said, when asked why, he said, because that is Islamic teachings, which is true. And just to go slightly off tandem here, I always get annoyed when I'm talking to people and people tell me, you know, we shouldn't be dealing with non-Muslims. We shouldn't do this with non-Muslims. Yeah, this is so wrong. And nowhere in the Quran or in Islam does it say that we shouldn't be dealing justly with non-Muslims. In fact, our own Prophet ﷺ dealt justly with all people, not just Muslims, non-Muslims, Christians, Jews, the people of the book, so to speak, but even the ones that were not following any religion, he dealt with in a good way. He never dealt with in any bad, wrong way. So when people come and start going on, and I have had many conversations where this has happened, by the way, it's just ridiculous, because you are, first of all, we are human beings. First and foremost, we are human beings. Second of all, if we see anybody struggling, it is actually part of our Islamic faith to go over and help them to do what we can, whether they are Muslim or not. You know, we are not responsible to say, okay, you're not a Muslim, so I'm not going to help you. I mean, what's this? What irritates me about this is we can play victim and say the whole world is against us because of a few bad apples, which is true. We can't deny it. The media paint us in an awful light at times. On the other hand, you have people, genuine people, and it's happened to me, who've come up and said, you know, we shouldn't be friends with non-Muslims. We shouldn't talk to them. We shouldn't do anything to them. We shouldn't be helping them. Who said so? Who said this? Who said? You know, most of my bestest friends are non-Muslims. And I'm not stopping talking to them. No one's going to make me stop talking to them. They have been around for me through many years and through many problems, through many issues. Why I'm going to just say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't want to know you anymore. This mindset has to change, you know. People are people, and there's good people, there's bad people. And nowhere in our religion did it say we should not help or be kind or be decent to non-Muslim people, and we have to correct that. We really do. And if you're thinking along that track, this is not Islam. It really isn't Islam. So we have to change that mindset. And I really do not like meeting Muslims who tell me, and I have had this recently, who tell me the Quran tells us that non-Muslims are bad. No, nowhere in the Quran does it say that non-Muslims are bad. I'm sorry, it doesn't. Nowhere does it say non-Muslims are bad. It does not say that. So don't go to somebody and tell them wrong information. This is wrong in a start. And second of all, don't misquote the Quran. I know the Quran. I read it in English. And of course, there is a big difference between the translation. But in fact, I know for a fact, because I double check with my husband who does speak Arabic. And he said, nowhere in the Quran does it say do not non-Muslims are bad people. No, it does not. You know, Allah knows. Allah's created us different for a reason, and this is definitely not something that Allah would say. Allah is merciful at the end of the day, and I'm almost certain that He's not going to have said in the Quran. In fact, I'm not almost certain, I am certain that He didn't say in the Quran, non-Muslims are bad people. So if you are talking to a convert and you're trying to portray this, don't, because first of all, that person's family and friends are not Muslim, offensive. But second of all, use your head. Where on earth does it say that non-Muslims are not good people? It doesn't. And you know, many Muslims have friends who are non-Muslims, don't they? And you know, they're not bad people. So if somebody is spouting this at you, I mean, I just kept quiet in this point because I could feel the rage, you know, and you can't argue with someone when you're getting angry and all this. But if somebody is talking to you in this way and you're having these conversations, you can just politely decline, or you can just say this is not Islamic teachings, because it really isn't. Anyway, back to the story, because I went off on a big tangent there and I need to go to the comments after this. I see I've got a few more. This Imam is from Nigeria, and it was a big story a few weeks ago. He saved over 300 Christians last month, and he said that it's because of Islamic teachings, because they call for religious coexistence and tolerance, and that was his main motive for saving these people. And he did so. You know, in I think it was the end of June, there was a horrific attack in the Central Plateau State where 300 armed men started randomly shooting at people and burning down homes on the 23rd of June. So Imam Abu Bakr Abdullahi, I think I said that right, he hid 300 people inside a mosque, saving their lives during the attack. And he said he was inspired by our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who dealt kindly and justly with people of different faiths, even the pagans. The Imam has called for tolerance and coexistence among people of different religion and faith. And it's just common sense. You know, the badness in this world that's happening, it's not to do with religion. It's not to do with because we're Muslim or they're Christian or they're Jews or they're atheists. It's not to do with any of this. Most of it is simply a lot of it is to do with power, greed, politics, as we all know. But a lot of it as well is to do with the fact that we're just not tolerant, and we don't practice it. And this applies to Muslims. And I know a lot of Muslims, unfortunately, who are not tolerant. And, you know, if you are not tolerant to others, don't expect those people to be tolerant to you and your faith. It's as simple as. So if you want people to tolerate you as a Muslim in your faith, you have to tolerate others as well. And you have to be kind, and you have to be just, and you have to deal with people in a good way. And this is what the teachings of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is all about at the end of the day. And if we're not doing that, then for sure we are doing Islam and our Prophet a bad service. Layla came. I know you all saw her last time. So she wanted to say hello, and I want to try and scroll.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, assalamu alaikum, Eru, Irfan, Epic Sister. I'm okay, alhamdulillah. And you? Alhamdulillah. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm doing well. I hope you are all well. I see some laughing emojis now, so I feel this is for my daughter who's popped along. She likes to make an appearance. She won't be doing soon, by the way, because she's at school. So you only have her for a little while. Assalamu alaikum, Asi Mushtaq. You're watching from Kashmir. How are you doing over there? We have a lot of people who follow us from Kashmir. This is true. Assalamu alaikum, Akbar Hussein Sumra. How are you, brother? I hope you're doing fine. I'm just scrolling quickly. Assalamu alaikum, Abdul Majid Uniseril from India. How are you, brother? Assalamu alaikum, Sister Nadia. How are you doing, sister? Assalamu alaikum, Kushra, watching from India. Yes, she is beautiful, Nadia. Yes, she does still like Frozen. This will not stop her. She likes Frozen. She likes all the Disney princesses. You know, she's a girly girl. Well, we say that, but she's also a little wild at heart as well at times. You will never believe what she likes to mess about in, like dirt. She loves the dirt.
I don't know if sand is the dirt.
Sand, dirt, you know it. You name it.
I like sand.
And lots of water.
Yeah, I love water. I really love water. To drink it, to play in it, to paddle in it, to swim in it.
Assalamu alaikum, brother Ayan. How are you? I'm just going to scroll down a little bit more, see who else I can see on here. You're from London. I am from Nottinghamshire, originally. And then I moved to Egypt now. I'm living in Canada. So is London still really hot? I don't know. I haven't spoke. I think it rained in where my family's from. I think it was raining a bit in the last few days. The birds couldn't come with us, Nadia. We moved to Canada, so they went to my husband's friends who are now taking care of them. Sister Tammy is saying hi to Layla, and Layla loves.
Hi, Auntie Tammy.
Layla loves Auntie Tammy, or Sister Tammy. I better not call her Auntie Tammy. I think she might have a few words to say about that. Salam alaikum, Jules Haskins. Salam to you and your daughter. Salam back to you. Right back at you. And I think that's all for now. So let's move to the next. So the Imam, just going back to that fantastic Imam was our superhero number 2. And let's face it, he was, I can't remember if he was 80, he's a big age. I can't remember if he was 80 or something, but subhanAllah, this man, as old as he is, and he saved 300 people, I think he is the one. What a fantastic person. And he didn't need a cape, and he didn't need no superpower. He just needed to show kindness and solidarity to our brothers and sisters of different faiths around the world, and that's what we've got to do as well. Ian says, not today, it's raining now. Oh, typical British then, right? Okay, well, it might be welcomed after the heat, I think.
Mommy, this is disgusting, the peels.
Nadia, don't send us no birds, they're too messy. It's me who has to clean them all, so I would rather not have any more birds at the moment. And yes,
cat okay.
Maybe. And yes, Nadia, she loves My Little Pony. Yes. So moving on to the next story, we're going now to, I can't remember if it's Canada or USA, but you can find it in the link. But it's a Syrian refugee who's moved to, I think it's Canada, who's moved there with his family. And he's a teenager. He's not very old at all, grade 12. So his name is Khalid Tabateb, and his dad were driving along the street and they saw a little toddler in a nappy, or for those of you who are in America or Canada or who follow the American language, nappy is diaper. He was in his little nappies / diaper. I'm being continental there. And he squeezed through a second-story window and wandered out on the roof. Other people from the neighborhood had gathered, in case he fell, they were prepared to catch him. However, Khalid went one step further and he decided that he has to get this little boy down. So he jumped up and he tried to knock on the door, but the parents weren't there. And he broke through the screen of a first floor window. He sprinted upstairs and he pulled the baby back inside. And the Imam of the community has said very good things about him and his family, and said this is what the Syrian refugees are very thankful for their new life, obviously after what's happened to them when they go to places like this. But this is, I don't think he obviously was doing this because he obviously is grateful, but he obviously did it because this was humanity. You see a little child in trouble, you're not going to leave them there, and he really saved this little boy's life. So alhamdulillah for our superhero number 3 of the week, which was Khalid Tabateb, who is in just grade 12. So I think that makes him about 17, 18 years old. So subhanallah, these stories don't get in the main news very often, and we've said it over and over again here, and we have to bring them because not a lot of people know about them. So if you see them on our website, and Sister Tammy is now putting the links for you in the comments, why don't you share them and let the people know just what Muslims are doing in their communities, whether it's in the Middle East or whether it's in the ones they've moved to, like Canada or America, or even Muslims who are born in the West. They are doing fantastic things every day. So we should highlight these things, shouldn't we? So that's what we are doing. A brother just asked us, what's the topic? No topic in specific, really. We are bringing you good news stories from Muslims around the world. And today I selected 3 Muslim superheroes who do not need a cape, who do not need superpowers, but they have a huge amount of humanity in them, very huge amount of kindness, love, tolerance, faith, and they are practicing their faith as they should, and they have actually helped many people this past week. Actually, the Imam, it was the past month, but I had to talk about him because that story was an amazing story, and we should all follow how he's thinking as well about tolerance towards others. So what do you want to say before I move on to the next topic?
I'm a kind, great superhero. I don't need superpowers and a cape.
No, she doesn't. And she is very kind, I have to say. And I'm not biased because I'm her mother. It's true. She's a kind soul. So, moving on now. Today is the first day of Dhul-Hijjah. Have I said it right? Of course, I hope so. And you know what? Most of you should know that the first 10 days of this month is the best 10 days of the year, are the best 10 days of the year, Dhul-Hijjah. So many people obviously go to Hajj to do the great pilgrimage, But many of us can't because we are financially unable or we are physically unable. So we have to try and do what we can from these days. And there are many things that we can do if we're not going to Hajj. Obviously, it's not as big as the reward of Hajj for sure, but we can do these and still get great rewards from them. So what can we do? First and foremost, we can fast if possible. So Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to fast, and I'm going to quote now the hadith from Abu Dawud, and the number is 2437 if you want to look it up. So I'll repeat, it's from Abu Dawud and the number is 2437. And he said, the Prophet used to fast on the first 9 days of Dhul-Hijjah and the day of Ashura, and 3 days each month, the first Monday and the month of the month, and 2 Thursdays. So fasting is sunnah in these days. So if you can fast, try. Of course, you might not be able to do the whole 9 days, because as we know, we shouldn't be fasting on the day of Eid. So if you can't manage the whole 9 days, definitely do your best to fast the day of Arafat, because it has huge reward. And you can have your sins wiped clear from the previous year and the one coming, if I've said that right. So if I didn't, you can feel free to correct me, but I believe that's the correct way. So the day of Arafat is the day right before Eid. So if you cannot fast the other days, fast that day. So sisters, maybe, you know, sisters, you might have your menses or something like this. If it's cleared by then, definitely fast that day. If you don't feel capable of fasting a full 9 days, you might be doing strenuous work, or maybe you're tired, or you might be ill, try your best to do the 9th day at least, because the reward of it is immense, inshallah. The second thing that we can all do, and we should be doing every day, but especially in these next 10 days, is the remembrance of Allah. So we should recite Takbir, which most of you know is Allahu Akbar, Tahmid, which is Alhamdulillah, and Tahleel, which is La ilaha illallah, and we should be doing this as much as possible. So try your best to do this and fit it in your daily lives. Well, you should be anyway, but at least in the next 10 days, do as much as possible. And it's easy. I mean, if you are on a bus, obviously, you might not be wanting to be saying Allahu Akbar. You know, if you're in the West, some people might be, kind of, media portrayals of us. So you might want to say, though, La ilaha illallah, your lips don't move. This is really, really fascinating. This blew me away, actually. So if you're on the bus or a tube and you're commuting to work, say it. And you can say to yourself, you're not moving your lips hardly. And it's a fantastic way to make dhikr. And it's a fantastic way to get rewarded, inshallah. Well, for sure, if you're performing Hajj this year, you will probably have already gone. But it's obviously one of the big things to do in these 10 days, or Umrah. I don't know if many of you have done Umrah before. I did it once, and it's a fantastic journey. So I can only imagine what Hajj must be like, because of course it's a more spiritual journey than Umrah, and more rituals to do with it. But Umrah is fantastic. So if you can do that any time, really, you should. But obviously, maybe next year or the coming years, you can try and perform Hajj and Umrah, then do so. And the last thing that you should try and do is the sacrifice. Spend your money if you can, because obviously not everybody can afford to do this, but spend your money on a quality animal and then share the meat with the less fortunate in your community. So, nice tips there, what you can be doing in these 10 days. If you are following us, then you can, if you follow us on Twitter, every day I'm going to put a tip that you can be doing for the next 10 days for Dhul-Hijjah. If you don't follow us on Twitter, don't worry. You can go to our website, www.aboutislam.net, and you can see it there on the website. You will find these tips as well. So please feel free to follow those tips, inshallah. Right, let me just quickly have a look at the comments, and then I'm going to talk to you about some things that you can also follow. And then that makes some dua, and that will be it for today. So, I don't know if I can scroll down here. We have new laptop, you know. I am very old school when it comes to technology, brothers and sisters. I don't know how I survived all this time, really. I like my things. Right, so love for Layla. Thank you, Sister Nadia. She is a...
Thank you, Sister Nadia.
You should say auntie, because she's older than you.
Yes.
Tijani, nice. I just joined. Welcome, Tijani. I hope you enjoy. We do Positive Mondays every Monday, and we bring you some nice stories from the our website, which Sister Tammy has just put a link down below. And basically, you can find all these stories and many more, but we select so many for a live video to discuss and talk about and chat with all of our wonderful followers. And we have our regulars like Brother Akbar and Sister Nadia, and who pop on every week to say Assalamu alaikum to us. And we enjoy talking to you all, basically. So every Monday at around the same time, it doesn't really differ. I think it's around, let me get this right because of the time difference, it will be 3:30 British Summer Time, and it will be 5:30 Mecca time. So if you can, from these times, you can then see wherever you are in the world to try and do it. It's 11:30 my time, and I'm Atlantic time because I'm in Canada. So I think that's 10:30 Eastern time if you're in the States. So from there you can work it out what time it is where you are, but that's roughly what time we usually do it around. So the same time every week. We don't really vary it that much. And we always put a post out half an hour before so you can prepare yourselves to watch it. So every Monday at around the same time, check us out and you will find us doing these live videos. It's myself and Sister Tammy, and we alternate each week. So she'll do the video and I'll be moderating in the comments, and vice versa. Like I'm doing it today and she's moderating in the comments. So you will find all the links that I've talked about in there as well. So you can just go ahead and click on them and have a read, or go to our website to read more stuff. Now, many of you ask us, are you on a app like WhatsApp, messaging app service like WhatsApp? We don't have WhatsApp, but we do have one called Telegram. So Sister Tammy is going to put you the link in the comments. If you apparently I don't have it because my phone has very limited space, so I can't download it. But Sister Tammy said it's amazing, and she's got it, and she's asked, she's got a lot of her family and friends onto it now, and they have lots and lots of different things on there that you might all enjoy. So download Telegram and come subscribe to us. And each day we put 3 of our best stories of the day out. Maybe you don't always follow Facebook if you're working or studying. You don't have time to keep going onto Facebook, etc. So if you just want to know, what's their 3 top picks of the day, Sister Tammy puts 3 top links of the day onto our Telegram channel. You can go over there, click and have a read. So please follow us and subscribe. And for all of you who may be new Muslims or not new, but maybe you're converted and maybe somehow struggling, maybe you're not struggling but would like to help other new Muslims, maybe you're not a converted brother or sister, but you still want to help new Muslims out, then please go to our group, which is called About Islam 101. We are initially to help new Muslims, but we have a very good community on there of converts, non-converts. I hate these terms, by the way. You can pop over and join us on our group, which is About Islam 101, and help. Sometimes we have brothers and sisters who are born and they ask questions and want advice and help. Sometimes new Muslims are asking questions and want advice and help. And we post a lot more on there. We're more free to post things that we don't normally post on our official Facebook page. So as long as it's within reason, you can go over there and post stuff that you might want to raise awareness for. So go over and join our group. We are waiting for you. It's the same, me, Sister Tammy, and our other social media editor, Sister Catherine. We're all on there editing and writing, and we write as ourselves. So you will see us as Nicola, as Tammy. But come over and join us. And finally, I want to make dua, as Brother Ayman asked, and so I will make dua for all of our brothers and sisters suffering around the world, whether it's in oppressive regimes or whether they are refugees and they've had to move away from their families and friends and loved ones. I really do pray to Allah that they have patience to endure these terrible times and trials and tribulations, and if they have relatives who have sadly died during these times, may Allah bless them with paradise, inshallah. May Allah help all our brothers and sisters who are oppressed, who are facing brutality, who are facing injustice all over the world. May He help them and grant them patience, and may He reward them hugely in the afterlife. Ameen. And to any of our brothers and sisters who are suffering mental health, physical health, may Allah grant them all shifa very soon, and may He help heal them and cure them and comfort them. Ameen. So, brothers and sisters, that is all for me and this little one today.
And Miss Layla.
And
Auntie Layla, I mean.
You're not Auntie Layla. And I will see you all in 2 weeks' time with another Positive Mondays from me. Take good care of yourselves. Stay blessed. Have a blessed week. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.